GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Hey, this is Cher Ross from Vixen, and you're listening to the All Bets Are Off podcast with Robbie Vegas.
What's up, rock soldiers? This is the rockstar Robbie Vegas bringing you another fresh episode of the All Bets Are Off podcast. I hope everybody's summer has been awesome. I know it's starting to wind down, but concert season is still in full swing. Hope you guys are seeing some great shows. I know for myself, I have seen plenty of great shows this summer, and I'm not finished yet, so I'm sure we'll be talking about those in just a couple of episodes. But while we're on the topic of music, our next few weeks are going to be focused on some musicians that just dropped some brand new singles, one of which being Today with Alyxx. So we will get into that single as well as a bunch of other fun stuff that I won't spoil for you because I want you guys to listen and find out for yourselves. So make sure you check Alyxx out after you listen to this interview. We, of course, always plug the social media and the music at the end. And I thank you guys for listening, and we've been getting a lot more follows on our Twitter. So let's go across the board with Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ABAOPod. So give us a follow. We're very interactive. You guys who already follow us know that. And tell us what you think of these shows. We will answer. We will go back and forth with you. We won't fight with you, but we will definitely go back and forth and kick some ideas around. And we hope that you guys enjoy everything that we're putting out there for you. So let's get into this interview with Alyxx. And here's a little sample of that single.
Try to help, but I just end up losing myself. I feel it in my head, uncertainty and dread creeping again. I just wanna live like there's no tomorrow. Fuck all this sorrow.
So, Alyxx, the first thing I want to do is thank you for being here on the All Bets Are Off podcast, your very first time, and I'm so happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So, let's start at the very beginning. When did you get interested in music? How old were you?
I started doing theater first, so I kind of got into music when I was like 6.
Really?
Yeah, so I started doing like, local theater shows and things like that. I did my first show when I was like 7 or 8. So definitely been doing music for a while.
Wow. What was the show that you did when you were like 7 or 8?
I did a show, it's called As the World Goes Round, I believe. It was like a local theater show. Mm-hmm. So I did that, and then I actually did like my first professional like off Broadway show when I was 11.
Wow.
So I'm a theater kid.
Yeah, I guess so. So how did you get interested in theater?
I went to a dance school, and it was mostly like ballet at the time, but they did have a good theater program, and I was really just I wouldn't stop singing and dancing. So, my parents decided to like enroll me in this like theater group. And then as I got older, I decided to like actually start auditioning for things. And my parents were like, I mean, if this is what you want to do, like, we'll support you. But like, they were never like those pushy theater parents. They were like, if you don't want to do this, we won't take you. But if you want to do this, we'll take you. And I was like, let's go.
Oh, wow. That's really awesome. So where do you make the transition there into focusing on music? How old are you about?
So when I was like 16, I started writing my own music, and I always had like a passion for it, but I was still like fixated, and I was like, I'm going to be on Broadway. And then my early 20s, I just kind of fell out of love with theater. I had been doing it for so long, and I was really starting to love writing my own music, and you know, I wanted to start a new chapter in my life, and I wrote a single and then just kind of was like, oh, let's just see what happens. And then it kind of spiraled into something. So it's like, okay, I guess I made a good choice.
And you were 16, you said?
No. I was 16 when I started writing my own songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just started, you know, my first single came out in 2017.
2017.
Yeah, so, and then, you know, the pandemic and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, of course. So that had to have, you know, been like, kind of like it was for the rest of us who do music or any kind of entertainment. Was that kind of like a kick in the gut for you where you're like, man, I was just really getting on a roll there? Or like, how did you deal with that?
Oh, you mean with COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that royally sucked. I had shows planned and I had like a whole, and also actually, so I released a single, I want to say it was like March of 2020. So either March or like the beginning of April. And I was like, I'm going to do a video for it. I had all these plans. And the song came out, and then the world ended. And I was like, well, okay. So, obviously, there are, like, more important things I'm aware that happened. But I was like, wow, this sucks. I kind of liked this song. And, like, it just totally went under the rug. I ended up doing, like, a lyric video later on, which was really cool. But again, like, bad time to promote a song, let me tell you.
Yeah. And what was the name of that one?
It was called My Last Goodbye.
Oh, that's kind of fitting.
Yeah, ironically, but it had nothing to do with that.
Okay. Okay, that's funny. So now, you know, you start writing at 16, you know, you release your first single in 2017, pandemic happens, but all through this, who are the bands that are inspiring you? Like, what's bringing this stuff to life?
I mean, I still... like Breaking Benjamin, Evanescence, 3 Days Grace, like those are bands like I grew up like listening to that have just been like huge influences. But now, like, you know, With Them Temptation is a huge influence. I do listen to a lot of like Scandinavian metal and rock. So like bands like One Desire are huge. Amaranth, yeah, like those kind of bands.
Very cool. So you have taste all over the place, really.
Yeah.
Now, and you've also played in a lot of different states too. When I you know, checked your website and all that. So how did you start? Are you booking your own stuff? Are you your own manager?
I am my own manager and my own booking agent at the moment.
Oh my God, that's awesome though. I mean, you're multifaceted. You're handling your own stuff, and it seems to be working out well for you. So did you find that coming natural to you to do that?
Not at all.
No.
Everything is a learning curve. Once I learn it, I'm fine. It's just a matter of trying to figure out and work my way through this crazy music industry. Mm-hmm. The booking the shows is fun. You know, sometimes I have, you know, been asked to play shows, which has been great. Mm-hmm. Other times I have reached out to venues and things like that. But it's just a slow stepping stone.
I totally understand that. I'm right there with you. I've been in the music business for a long time, and it's tough out there sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
But before we even talk any more about your music, I have to tell you that I love your hair.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What inspired you to do the purple and the green?
Well, my hair was already purple, and I got bored. And I saw someone who did like split hair. She like purple one side and it was like blue on the other. And, you know, I love the Joker and Harley Quinn, and also Beetlejuice is the same colors like the cartoon and whatnot. So I was like, screw it, green and purple. It was very spur of the moment, and it's stuck for the past 2.5 years.
I love it. It's great, and it suits you so well. It looks really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't picture myself with like normal hair anymore.
So you mentioned Beetlejuice, and I have to ask you, are you a horror movie person?
Yes.
You are?
Oh, yeah.
What are some of your favorites?
That's hard. I mean, you could always go with the classics like Scream and Friday the 13th. Terrifier is a fun one.
Oh, yeah. You're hitting it. You said Scream and Friday the 13th right off the bat, and those are two of my favorites. So I was already like, awesome.
Yeah. Like, you can't. And then the other day, actually, not the other day, not too long ago, I decided to like go down the rabbit hole, and I was like watching like a Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I was trying to watch them, and Scream, like trying to watch them in chronological order, because you know, you never especially the movies that came out so much later, like I wasn't there when they came out at first.
Yeah.
So now I didn't ever watch them in order. So now I'm trying to watch everything in chronological order.
You know what, though? I do that too. And some of them, you know, like the Scream franchise, obviously I was there for, but like the Friday the 13th and the Halloweens and stuff, I wasn't. So it's cool to go back and do that. And every like fall, I pick a series and I do that. And it's fun. It's cool to see them come out in order, you know?
Yeah. And then to see like how they've just like progressed.
Oh my God, yeah. Some of them for worse, some of them for better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, there's always those ones in there. You're like, we could have done without that one, but.
Yeah, right. I could think of a few Halloween and Friday the 13th movies that didn't need to be made.
And Nightmare on Elm, I was thinking that too.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a bunch of those. So let's talk about horror for a second. What got you into horror movies? Did you discover them on your own?
I honestly don't know what got me into them. I just, one day, I don't know what, it might have been Scream. But I also love like the classics, like, you know, Psycho, The Birds, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, my dad introduced me to those. But I think like Scream and everything, I want to say, wait, I don't even remember when Scream came out.
96.
Okay, so I was a little young at that point to watch that. But I don't know, I might have just watched it on TV one day and, or like rented it at Blockbuster back in the day.
So you're old enough to know Blockbuster.
Yeah, I guess. Dude, I miss Blockbuster. That was my favorite.
Oh my God, I know. That was the best Friday night ever.
Yeah, and then you spent the whole day. It's kind of like Netflix now, like taking forever to find a movie to watch. But it was more fun because you could like walk around and they had the candy and the popcorn and...
Right. Oh my God. You're the first person that put it that way, but it makes so much sense. Like it really does. I'll sit here and scroll through Netflix for an hour and a half or Shudder or whatever when I could be walking around a Blockbuster and buying Twizzlers.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. So if I asked you to give me like, you know, maybe a top 4 favorite horror movies, could you do it?
Top 4?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stressful. I don't know. That's it's hard. I don't really have like you said, like I like franchises. Like it's hard to like say like a specific movie that I was like, yeah. Well, I mean, okay. So the movie like Hide and Seek, for example, to me that's not a horror movie. That's more like a thriller kind of movie.
Yes.
So that's where also sometimes it gets kind of like twisted. So I'm like, there's horror, there's like slasher, there's thriller. They all just kind of blend together to me.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at labeling things. So I don't really have like favorites per se.
Okay, that's fair. We'll forget the top 4 then.
Okay.
So last couple horror questions. Are you excited for Halloween Ends and are you excited for Scream 6?
Yes.
To both?
To both.
Okay.
So wait, Halloween Ends. I hope it's not like, what was the one before that? I felt like that one kind of dragged. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, Halloween Kills was not a favorite of mine. I'm not going to lie.
No, that could have just been cut like into 15 minutes, I want to say, and then just put towards the end.
The whole hospital scene with the other guy. Oh, as I have an ambulance flying past as we're recording. It's just fitting that we're talking about the hospital right now. So I'm going to leave this.
I was like, they heard us.
Yeah. I don't have a soundboard. I swear that was real.
And it's our time.
Yeah. The whole hospital scene with the escaped convict, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, too bad, could have just been removed.
I know. There was no purpose to that.
Nope, just a bloody scene for the sake of having a bloody scene.
It was sad, though.
It was.
But, like, because, yeah, honestly, a large majority of that could have just not happened.
100%. Totally agree with you. And Scream 6 I'm looking forward to because 5 was really good.
Oh, I agree. No, that better be good. I have high hopes for that one.
Me too. I'm a little bit bummed that I heard that Neve Campbell's not doing it, but we'll get there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I heard that she wanted a certain amount of money and they said no.
Oh, that's not cool. You should just do it for the love of the movie, man.
Right. I was supposed to go to Monster Mania Con next weekend, and then I found out that she canceled, so I was like, I'm not going.
Oh, that is not... Maybe she's going through something.
Maybe she's doing Scream 6 and not saying anything.
Oh, that'd be cool.
They're filming right now.
Oh, shit. Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. So all right, back to you.
Oh, yeah.
So do you want to tell everybody how old you are now, or is that a no-no? Do we not go there?
How old am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care. I'm 29.
Okay, so you've been at this for a bit because you started writing at 16.
Yes.
So tell us about your new single. What's it called?
So the new single is called Serenity. I kind of wrote it like out of frustration. I have a tendency to take on more than I can chew. Mm-hmm. And I have a really hard time saying no to people. So I will then be up till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning doing things that I could have said no to, but I just wanted to do it anyways. So I end up like getting severely burnt out real fast. And then just like other things in general, like I gotta start like putting my own self first sometimes like that. And then also, you know, the other side to it is just, you know, we all have those like demons in our head that are like constantly battling us. What the heck is going on?
I didn't do anything. I promise you. I'm just doing this interview, sitting here in my apartment. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It was just funny. But yeah, so the song is just about, you know, trying to find peace within your own mind and just finally reaching that point of just literally serenity. So just funny because I don't like the word serenity, as weird as that sounds. And then I couldn't stop singing it. Like I'd play piano and then words would come out and I just kept saying serenity. And I was like, does anything else rhyme? And then it just like fit really well. I don't know. And then it was like, I couldn't describe it any other way than serenity.
I love that. And I did hear the song. I know it's not released as of this recording, but it will be when this drops. And it's a great song and it's catchy and I could definitely listen to it over and over. You did a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So is there plans? So this is the new single, but do you have plans to do like a full-length album, an EP? Like what's happening?
Right now, no. I have a bunch of like singles that I've written that I have to, you know, actually get into the studio and do like a good like demo before I like actually record. But I would like to do an EP, yes. But where I am being independent and, you know, trying to do everything on my own, it's not in the cards for the moment. So right now I'm really just going to do singles. So hopefully next one will be either the end of this year or early next year.
Okay. Well, I mean, some would say that's the way to go in 2022 is singles with the short attention spans that people have.
I was thinking that, honestly, I was thinking that too. I was like, because, you know, you'll release an EP or an album and everyone's like, cool, when's the next one? You're like, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
I get that for sure. Now, with COVID kind of being on its way out, or at least that's what we are all hoping, are your shows picking back up? Are you playing live a lot more?
Yeah, so actually I played my first live show last September at Blue Ridge Rock Fest, which was fun.
Oh, really cool.
And then I've played a few shows a little more locally. I think I played 3 shows this year, 3 or 4. So they're picking back up, definitely. And I think it's actually nice because people are more willing to come out.
Yeah, right.
Because they're like, oh yeah, we missed this.
Right. Now, the upcoming shows that you have, do you want to plug those? Tell everybody where they are, where they can come see you?
I actually don't have any finalized yet. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I saw some. That might have been my mistake.
I don't know. I think that was just the other ones that I had done. I had a few at Dingbats and Debonair that I think were probably there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey everybody, you know this voice. This is Chaz Stanley from the Fantasy Football Bros podcast coming at you. And you're listening to the All Bets Are Off podcast with Robbie Vegas. Bitch.
So do you have on your bucket list of things that you want to accomplish with your music career, are there like bands that you'd like to tour with, people you'd like to play with that you could tell us about?
Sure. I would love to tour with Saint Asonia or Breaking Benjamin. That would be amazing. Or like Five Finger Death Punch. That would be cool. Or Evanescence. Okay, I guess I have a long list.
But, hey, keep it coming.
Who else do I got? Hailstorm.
Oh.
Oh my God. Poof, that would be amazing.
Yeah. I could see you playing with the Pretty Reckless too.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Any like it doesn't have to be like a female fronted band, but like that would be cool though.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it does it's sweet when you see a whole lineup of female fronted music. It really is a cool show to see.
Yeah, I think, the Pretty Reckless just toured with like Hailstorm, and Evanescence, and then The Warning. They're awesome. I don't know if you know them.
I don't think I do.
So they're like, I want to say up and coming. I don't know if that's the correct phrase, but they're just, they're awesome. So yeah.
Okay, really cool. I have to check them out now. So when you're writing music, how are you writing it? Are you writing, like you mentioned piano, are you doing, you usually write on the piano and then convert it? Do you write on acoustic guitar? Like, how are you doing that?
So I write everything on piano, and then I'll go on like Pro Tools and I'll map out like synth pads and strings and orchestra, and then I'll like put in like MIDI drums and like MIDI bass and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I got the whole town coming over here right now with all their sirens on.
Yeah, you gotta check the news. Like, what happened?
Of course, and it's like almost 10 o'clock at night, and it's. Anyways, continue.
Yes. So I'll play piano and I'll track that on Pro Tools, and I'll add like strings and synth pads and orchestras or whatever. I'll use like MIDI bass, and then I'll add like MIDI drums and stuff to get like a whole demo together before I go to the studio, and then have like a real guitarist and a real bassist and a real drummer.
No, so are you kind of, I mean, that's a talent in itself to be able to track it your own, yourself like that, but are you kind of like your own producer as well? So when you get into the studio, are you, making sure that everything's precise and you want it this way, or are you letting studio musicians kind of like help you along?
So my producer is my drummer. His name is Zachy. He's awesome. I've been working with him for a little while. So like I'm always there when they're like tracking and whatnot, and I have my opinions and whatnot with everything. But yeah, so like, I help, mix it and things like that as well, and give like my insight. Obviously I know he knows way more about this obviously than I do, but I'm like slowly learning like how to mix and master, because I'll like, there are some covers that I've done on YouTube that I just did completely on my own, and then some other covers that I just did like the vocal aspect on my own. Mm-hmm. So I'm slowly learning, but there's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, where did you learn how to use Pro Tools?
I guess from just recording for a while. I started writing my own songs. I was 16. I was just always in the studio, and I guess I like picked up on things. And then during COVID, I just like, well, now's the time to learn. So I just was, recording things on my own. And it's funny to look back at like the old songs that I've worked on. And I was like, oh yeah, I thought this sounded great. And I listened back and I was like, oh, this could have been better. And so like, it's a stepping stone. So,
I mean, it's a talent to be able to teach yourself anything like that. I personally think Pro Tools is a little bit difficult to use. So for you to say that you track it all yourself is impressive to me. Thank
you. Yeah, I mean, definitely trial and error. I've reached out to some friends to help me throughout, if I have questions and things like that. YouTube is amazing because they have so many people that are willing to help. Also, some people that are very unhelpful. You spend like 20 minutes watching a video and you're like, this did nothing.
Yeah, right. Now, you don't do your own hair too, do you?
I do my own hair, yes.
Get out of here.
No, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I was just kidding.
Oh, no.
Okay. Never mind. You do everything yourself. Great.
I really do, though.
You're just like, you're a one-woman show. You don't need anyone.
You know what it is? I like to learn new things. Like I do my own makeup and my own stylist. I do my own hair.
Do you just want to run my podcast? I mean,
I'm not. Sure, it's my show.
Yeah. You can edit it and produce it the way you want and send it back to me. That's fine.
No, this is yours.
So, how many singles do you have out right now?
Wait, now I have to count them. I think 4 or 5.
And where would we be able to find those?
They are all on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all of that fun stuff. Also, all on my website, officialalyxx.com.
And can you just let everybody know where to find you on across the board on social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you have?
Yes, so everything would be at officialalyxx, and that's ALYXX. So that's Instagram, TikTok, unfortunately, sorry, Facebook, and then Twitter is officialalyxx_, because someone took official Alyxx, which is interesting.
That is interesting. Somebody else spells it like you do?
There are a few people that do, but it was just interesting that someone took official Alyxx on Twitter and then nowhere else. So I was like, all right, take what I can get.
So my next question then, and we'll start wrapping it up here in a second, is when you're writing the songs lyrically, are you generally drawing from like a deeper personal place? Are you drawing from things that you're witnessing around you? How do you prefer to write your music lyrically?
There really is not a deep thought process that goes into where I'm inspired by. So I usually will allow the music to kind of lead me into whatever direction I'm feeling. So like this song, for example, I don't know, it sounded like kind of hopeful, and I just opened my mouth and just started ad-libbing and, improvising certain things, and that's the route that I took.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes, most of the time, it's things that have been affecting me somehow, whether it's me, like you said, me personally, or if it's like, a friend of mine that has, been going through something and is talking to me about it, or if I'm just witnessing something going on in the world in general. So I guess it's usually whatever hidden deep within my psyche will just come out. And then I go from there. That
was kind of going to be my where I was going to lead that to. So you said you kind of just start ad-libbing, but then you actually get real feelings just start coming out naturally?
Yeah. I
love that. That's awesome. That's like just real talk. It's just you letting it out without even realizing you had anything to let out.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, I did not know that was there.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. You're like unpacking shit that you didn't know you had to unpack.
It's literally my therapy at this point.
I love that. So this is my last question before we wrap it up is going to be, I'd like to have you back on the show.
I would love to get back.
Perfect. Because I want you to, send me, you don't have to send me because they're on Apple and all that. I want to listen to all of the singles, and I want you to come back on, and I want to play clips of each one and have you tell us what they're about and like kind of do like a storytellers.
That would be awesome. I would love that. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Let's let this one drop and let it get some play, and then we'll have you come back and we'll do them all.
Awesome. Sounds good. Just let me know when.
All right. Sounds great. Well, thank you for being here. This was awesome.
This was awesome. I really appreciate it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again, and you enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. You too.
All right, rockers, thank you for hanging with us again today. Please check out Alyxx, follow her on social media, download her new single and all of her old singles while you're at it, and be sure to support, and that is across the board, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your music, and we will catch you next week on the All Bets Are Off podcast.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.